Okay, thank you. Jeff Kipps-Bolton? Okay, you've asked for 5 minutes. I can't give that to you. I can give you 3 minutes, so you got to work with that, please.
Fine. My name is Jeff Kipps-Bolton. I live in Rancho Bernardo. My business is removing bees, live bee removal. I've been keeping bees since 1988, and I have a website which I get about beekeeping and bees. I get about over 100,000 visitors a year. There's an enormous amount of interest in beekeeping, and I think that many people are nervous about keeping bees or having bees nearby, and it's really not necessary for them to be nervous if they're managed properly. Paradoxically, there's no, as far as I'm aware, no stipulation about you having bees under your shed in your roof. It's the keeping of bees. So in a, as I say, paradoxical way, by restricting and regulating beekeeping, you're stopping beekeepers from managing their bees. The wild ones are left to their own devices. I had a hive in England in my back garden. The lady next door bought my honey. She knew very well that I kept bees, but she didn't know where they were. And one day her fence blew down, and the beehive was 3 feet the other side of the fence. And she said, "A beehive? How long has that been there?" I said, "About 2 years." And the bees come out of the hive, they go over the fence, and were flying above her head, and she didn't know they were there. Once the fence was put back up, it was no longer an issue, and we carried on just as before. As far as the Africanized bee issue is concerned, you might be told that 80 or 90% of the bees in San Diego County are Africanized. From my perspective, that simply is not true. Because I remove bees, I encounter the worst bees. And I have at the moment probably between 50 and 60 hives. Maybe 2 of them are a little bit feisty. They're not Africanized. Maybe we encounter 5% of the feral hives are Africanized. It's one of those things which the media get hold of, and there's been no, as far as I'm aware, there's been no study, and you certainly can't tell just by looking at bees whether they're Africanized or not. Many communities around the world are relaxing their regulations. New York City has just recently raised the ban, and there were people keeping bees already, but of course they were not known. And I would argue that if you restrict beekeeping and you endanger beekeepers in a way, you're actually making them go underground. Because if a beehive is sited efficiently, no one will know it's there. So bring it out in the open and make sure they're managed properly. And as far as the allergies goes, a lot of people will say that honey actually will mitigate allergies, other types of allergies. The bee sting thing is, again, a rather red herring, I think.